In this video, we're going to be discussing some possibilities for future cave biomes coming to the Caves and Cliffs update. So getting into this update, as you can see here, I'm actually in a jungle. So right here, there's a jungle biome, obviously. And so there's this little cave here. And when you enter, this is a little bit similar to the lush caves, but it's still different where it has jungle wood, a lot more vines and leaves. We were going to be adding randomly generated spawners that actually don't spawn in just dungeons. They spawn just everywhere in caves to make caves a little more difficult and a little more complex. Along with this, we'd be adding dirt and like diorite stairs along with slabs for all of them. And here are the new stalactites and stalagmites. They call it whatever it's called. I forgot what it's called, but they really are basically just stalactites and stalagmites. Personally, and the ones revealed at Minecon, I thought they looked kind of ugly. I don't like that they are a 2D texture. I think they should be 3D. So going into the cave, you can see it's filled with vines and you have to like chop through the vines to traverse through the caves. And it overall feels a lot more in depth than most of the caves do. See, even right here, there's this nice mossy stone. So it's like a new type of stone. It's pretty similar to mossy cobblestone, just a little different. And it just adds a lot of texture to the caves. See, under the vines, it looks great. And we'd also be adding scoria stone, which is like redstone. Not like the ore redstone. It's literally just stone colored like an orange, just red. But see, I'm just traversing through the cave. And look at how nice it looks. Like there's prismarine, there's more stalactites and stalagmites right here, as you can see. And they'd also be adding mud. So mud, this isn't mud right here. There is a feature I think would be great if they added mud, where it made you just slower to walk on like soul sand. And if you stayed in it for too long, you actually started to sink into it. And then they'd also be adding just roots. So kind of like what they revealed in Lush Caves. Like I said, this is very similar to a lush cave, but I think that they should add something like this as well. And this looks like the cave from the deep dark biome. So it's not exactly, but it is just dead coral block, and boom, that was your cave. Like, I think that's overall really, really cool. And obviously there are no big cave biomes in this one. This is just a mod I'm using. So this actually doesn't have to do anything with the caves, but you can see I'm just traversing a desert here, looking for a desert cave, and they have these new slabs and little sand carpets almost, and they really add a lot of depth and detail to the world, and I think this is a great addition. It just makes the natural terrain look overall a lot better. Alright guys, we found another cave, and a good thing. We're needing to take shelter because it's turning night. So going into this, what is that? Okay, you know what, I don't even know what mods that's from. I'm just gonna ignore that. But going down into these caves, we're gonna take a left first. You can see it's a lot harder to move around the caves. Like, you actually have to crouch to get through some parts if you don't want to break blocks, because it's just very difficult to get between blocks when there's so many. And there's also this very shallow water, which personally I'm a big fan of. To just overall make caves feel a lot more detailed as well. And another thing is there's more dead coral on the wall. So I think that looks great too. Going down into this cave, wow, this cave looks really, really, really good. So going down, as you can see here, here's a new ore. I mean, it's not really that new, it's just coal, but they place coal inside sandstone, and it makes it feel like a desert cave. Instead of, if I just got a normal block of coal, you see it would look really weird and just would not fit with the whole sand theme. So I feel like just putting the ores in different blocks really wouldn't like change all that much, but it would just be such a nice feature for the overall aesthetics of caves. Alright, so the next cave feature is going to be adding a new mob along with a new mini boss. And personally, I would not like this feature. I would not like this feature because I am terrified of bugs. As you can see here, this is basically like, how do I explain it? It's like the hive of a bug, and personally I don't like bugs, so we would be having these giant bugs in these new caves. They're terrifying. They would serve as a protection for these bosses, and they'd only spawn in these caves. And we'll get down to the boss. As you can see, it's literally right there, and it's so terrifying. This boss would be dropping some things. I'm not exactly sure what it would drop yet, but we definitely would figure something out. So as you can see, this literally just expands off of a desert cave. And there's actually a dungeon in here, but I'm not going to be showing this because this dungeon actually isn't part of this cave. This is a randomly generated dungeon that I'll be making a whole separate video on. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on my video on the possibilities of dungeons during this new Caves and Cliffs update. Alright, I cleared out the mobs, and another thing is they have these little eggs here, and these would eventually turn into more of the bugs. So you want to be careful. I don't want to do this, but I'm doing it. Game mode survival. As you can see here with no armor on, it's a little, whoa, 2 hits, and it poisons you. Two hits. Okay, so I'm going to be giving you a quick overview of the Mesa Caves, since they actually really aren't that different from the desert caves. They're basically the same thing, but they look, in my opinion, a lot nicer due to the fact that they have all this terracotta and all the different colors. So they got the same base blocks, but obviously they're the different colors. And look at how the gold here in the terracotta is literally behind a slab. Like, that's so cool. Or it's not slab, it's just a bunch of the carpet stacked. But I personally think that's overall really cool how it's like almost hidden. And look at how the sun like beams down into the cave. It's overall very cool. Now, with all these new cave biomes, you might be wondering what's gonna happen to the normal stone caves. Well, actually, these normal stone caves will be spawning inside the oak forest biomes and the spruce forest biomes. So if I get out a torch, I need a torch. So with my torch, as you can see here, this is just a normal cave consisting of diorite, andesite, gravel, and cobblestone and stone. And I love how these caves also kind of come onto the surface. Like, they're no longer just underground, like they come out into the surface a little bit, and they have way cooler entrances. And this cave also has a few vines. It's not as dense as the cave in the jungle, but it is definitely a little bit dense, and it's got more mossy stuff, like mossy diorite this time. That's kind of crazy. All right, so we're here in the snowy can you be quiet, please? So we're here in the snowy tundra biome, and this is the ice cave. So personally, these are my favorite. They're gonna be adding a new ice patch, like I said. Now, I actually wonder if this will be slippery or not. So if I place a bunch of these, here, I can't tell. I need to place like a decent amount. So like this, will it be like, no, okay, so these are just like normal blocks that aren't very slippery. I personally think if they were actually implemented in the Minecraft, they'd be slippery. But here's some of the snow, and this is, I think, the coolest looking biome. So there is still all that other old ice stuff, so the caves are still fairly slippery. And going down, it's just filled to the rim with ice, and oh my goodness, it's so cool looking. It would get a little less snowy as you start to go into the cave, just because the snow would not reach the interiors of the cave. I think it'd be very cool if we got some of this new clear ice, right? And behind like a big patch of the clear ice, there was a big fossil. So like you go into this big cave, and then there's this big wall with a fossil behind it, and you have to dig the fossil out of the ice. And look, here's a little bit more of an open cave. It's a little more open than usual. Stalactites and the stalagmites, you can see like little shapes of them stuck inside the ice. So now we've explored all the cave biomes, but what's gonna be inside the cave biome? For the snowy biome, I actually found this mod where it adds a mutant snow golem. So basically it is just another snow golem, except for this time it will attack you, and it will drop a ice sword. So it's basically a sword that once it hits a mob or just a player, it gives them a slowness effect, and they turn like icy blue a little bit. I think that would be very cool. But again, he's just a very simple mob too, but he's very cool. Like, I think he's very simple, but overall a great design. And I definitely feel like they will be adding ice caves in this update, and if they don't, I'll be very disappointed. So I was on my way to the next destination and I found this icy ravine. I just thought I would show you guys this. So guys, that's just about it for this video. Definitely let me know what you thought of it in the comments down below. What do you think of these features, and what did you think of the biomes? Are there any things I said that you disagreed with, or any things that you think I should have said, like what else I could add? But definitely let me know in the comments, and if you did enjoy, make sure to smash the like button. It helps me out a lot, and it's free, you know, it's completely free, and you know, you'd be helping out your boy TechBot. And if you really enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe and turn post notifications on so you don't miss out on future content. I will be making a video just like this using mods, except for it's going to be about dungeons, because I feel like dungeons have the possibility of being updated in this update. So if you're hyped for that, definitely subscribe. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out.